Hello and welcome to Chicken Bros. My name is David Heath.
Do not worry, dude. Your child is having an awesome time.
Oh, nice. Okay, yeah, so we reviewed Jimmy Neutron Boy Genius, the movie. Now we're going to review the animated series that came after it.
Yeah, which, again, is from our childhood. It's incredibly dated, but we still enjoy it.
Yeah, this is purely out of nostalgia.
Yeah.
So, what can we say about this that we didn't already say about the movie? I mean, it centers around Jimmy Neutron, so...
Right? And his friends, and here's the gimmick of the show. Every episode, he has an invention, and it goes wrong. It's kind of like Fairly Odd Parents in that respect, which is why they eventually crossed over.
Yeah. Oh, should we review those?
Well, I didn't really like them that much, because I'm not really a huge fan of crossovers, so we can just mention them in passing.
Sure, alright. But yeah, same character. Well, yeah, mostly the same characters from the movie.
Yeah, they had some additions.
Yeah, there are some character design changes. Like Cindy looks way different.
Yeah, like in the movie she had pigtails and she wore a pink long sleeve shirt. And now she has a ponytail and she wears a green spaghetti strap. Which
spaghetti strap. That's
Like, girl, you're in 5th grade. You're gonna be showing that much skin. Jeez, slut.
And Jimmy's pants. Well, they're pants now. They were shorts in the movie.
True.
And Libby went through a design midway through the show. A design change. Do you remember that? Because she looked like, for the first few episodes, she looked like the same way she did in the movie. And then when they went to
that's
Egypt,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they gave her a whole new look because it made her look like her ancestor, the Queen.
Yeah, which apparently, I mean, that was...
Queen, how's about I slap ya?
I still can't say that.
I mean, it was Egypt, and that's one of my favorite mythologies. Got a bathroom in there? They had a beach voice too because they're having a Egyptian beach party.
I'll say
Egyptian
this
beach
about the
party.
Show. The two best things about it are Sheen and Hugh Neutron. I want pie. Does anybody else want pie? I want pie.
Once when I was 7 years old, I stand up and of course that changed my life.
Whew, that was stink. Oh, Rudy, Jim, open up a window.
Open up a window. That's from one of my favorite episodes where there's a production of Macbeth in Space, which stars Jimmy's crush, Betty Quinlan, as Lady Macbeth. Yeah. So, of course, Jimmy, because he's trying to get some, tries to audition for Macbeth, but... Well, he is.
Yeah.
But then Nick, who is popular and probably Betty's actual crush, that's never been confirmed, but...
Yeah, never spoken about, but yeah.
The principal just gives him the job because he's Nick.
Right.
Oh my!
And Jimmy says he looked up the Keanu Reeves acting school and proceeds to go, "Whoa!
Is this a laser sword I see before me?"
And even Judy was trying to be nice, like, that was.
Well, that was. Woo, boy, that was Stink Oh Rudy. Jimbo, open up a window.
And Sheen is hilarious in the show. I demand my constitutional rights!
Oh yeah. Hey Jimmy, can you move my line? Should it be, my lord, you're right in bed approaches? Or, my lord, you're right in bed approaches? Or, me line, you're right in bed approaches?
Oh man.
And before I feel like I should point this out. That last thing, it wasn't racist because Sheen's Latino, so he can do that.
And so is the voice actor too. So.
Yeah, Jeff Garcia.
Yeah. And
but Jimmy eventually gets the gig because Nick breaks his leg.
Yeah, that's a running joke in the show. He constantly breaks his leg, and when he does, he goes, "Ah!" Same way he did in the movie.
Oh, dude, I busted my leg. Oh,
why does this keep happening?
Oh, good luck. Way to go, Nick.
Oh man.
Oh, and a character that was introduced to be some of the comic relief in the show. His name is Bolby Stroganovsky. He's from a country called Bakharistan, and he's voiced by Phil Lamar, by the way.
Yeah, the Green Lantern.
Most of the time his voice is, "Hello, fellows, Bolby, do this.
Bolby, run fast."
But then when he auditions for the play, he does a Hamlet soliloquy and in a deep voice because it's Phil Lamar.
Yeah, he does it
Life's
very well.
but a walking shadow. The poor player struts and presses over upon the stage, and is heard no more. Ding, ding, ding. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. Miss Fowler her eyes out, and they're like, yeah, sorry I didn't see it.
Man, that guy is talent deaf.
Oh, yeah.
Except for when it comes to Sheen.
Yeah, Sheen cannot sing, which is a plot point in one of the
Attack of
TV
the
movies. Yeah. That's another thing with the shows. They had a lot of TV movies. Or double length.
I would just call those specials. They're not really movies. They're just extended versions of the episodes.
I think When Paint's Attack was supposed to be one of those too.
No,
that was one of the
that was
one of the early episodes.
Episode, wasn't it?
I don't remember.
I don't. But I think there was also an episode where the Yokians returned.
Yeah, but I haven't really watched that one very much.
It was like they tried to be like, we come in peace, but of course that was bullshit, and they made a second.
Yeah, and Jimmy knows that, but no one believes him.
Nobody believes him until it's too fucking late.
Like, guys, do you not remember what happened the first time you met these fuckers?
Yeah, excuse me. And of course, fucking Cindy sells him out, like, tells them exactly where his lab is, bitch.
Yeah. Also, okay, speaking of Cindy.
Yes.
There's a point where she starts realizing that maybe she has a thing for Jimmy, and that's why she's so mean to him. Right. So then their relationship kind of evolves a little bit, like bit by bit.
Well, it starts with an episode where their bodies or their brains were switched.
Oof, that's another cliche I don't like, body swaps, because no one ever does it right.
Well, what happens at the end? You pointed this out to me, where it's like the last thing they had to sort out was like,
yeah, dislike of boys who dislike girls, who dislike boys, who dislike girls, who dislike boys, who dislike girls, who dislike boys, who dislike girls, and then she's like, just throw that one away.
Yeah, so that one gets thrown away, and when they come up from it later, they're like, she's like,
hey Jimmy, do you remember when our brains were floating in that tube, and which was really disgusting? One of us had the memory of us walking down a country lane kissing.
Yeah,
and he's like, yeah, I remember that, but it wasn't me.
Well, it wasn't me either, and then they start arguing again. So that's when it grew, and there was another episode, I think it was a Valentine's episode, where he made a love potion and sprayed
accidentally
him. Yeah, accidentally, and it got him. Sheen and Carl got whiff of it.
And the way it works is you fall in love with the first woman you see. So Jimmy sees Cindy.
Sheen sees Libby.
But Carl sees
Jimmy's mom. And that never went away. Throughout the rest of the series, he, for some reason, has this creepy, romantic pull towards Judy Neutron.
Forgive me, Judy.
I mean, at least Sheen's makes some sense.
Yeah, he has a thing for Libby.
Yeah. And then, like, Jimmy throughout that whole episode is trying to deal with the, like, oh, I've fallen in love with Cindy.
No!
But again, that never really goes away either. He just buries it.
No. Yeah, except for when they actually start not pursuing a relationship really, but like more just kind of being accepting of each other and kind of growing as colleagues.
Yeah.
But there was one episode where she just straight sells him out. The King of Mars episode. Do you remember that episode?
Yeah. Well, that's because he was ignoring her.
Yeah, but just because your significant other's ignoring doesn't mean you should sell him out to his dangerous enemies.
Well, hang on. First of all, they weren't significant others yet. They were just colleagues. And also, didn't he say something like, I was only ignoring you because,
you distract me.
Right. Yeah, that's right. So he kind of inadvertently admitted to, of course I know you're hot.
Yeah, and then he's like, of course I like you. When you're not selling me out to my enemies.
You're like, yeah, okay, that's fair.
Yeah, that's
fair. And even like when he's into other chicks, she gets like kind of jealous. Like she gets upset at the fact that he has a lot of pictures of Betty Quinlan in his lab, or during Win Lose Kaboom when April does the Vorlock and Seal of Trust, but it's a kiss.
Yeah. The Vorlock and Seal of Trust? No, that was a kiss.
I love when the needlehead looked at Cindy and went,
Nibs. Nibs.
By the way, if anyone's interested, Tim Allen was in that.
Yeah, and so was
Carla Cugino.
Yeah, it wasn't Vanna White, but she was playing a Vanna White-esque character.
No, that was fuck, what's her name? She plays Vicky.
Great Delisle?
Yes, Great Delisle.
Well, she was still playing a Vanna White-esque character.
I mean, she did a good job.
Oh, yeah.
What else should we say?
What else came up?
Well, okay, since this is a show, like, let's talk about any particular of our favorite episodes. Do you have one?
I already spoke about Outdarn Spotlight. That's my favorite one.
Oh, is it?
There was another episode I liked. It was Ultra Sheen, where Sheen goes into his Ultra video game.
Oh, yeah!
But the way the game, that's going to leave an Ultra Bruise.
Yeah.
No, it's all my fault. I'm a bad buddy. Meanwhile, Carl's like, oh yeah, I'm bad. I'm a fellow Ultra Lord. And yet, I feel empty inside. Maybe it's because this game doesn't have any llamas?
I think one of my favorite episodes is the one where Jimmy and Cindy get stranded on that island.
Did you just call me Jimmy?
That's another one where they're just kind of alone and they just kind of accept that they're in each other's presence, so they're not really...
Yeah.
They don't need to be mean to each other, and they actually kind of... Like, from that point forward, it's like, okay, well, you clearly can be in a relationship now. Or not.
I think the reason why... I think they're just competitive. That's what throws them into their love-hate dynamic, is their
And I guess they are still kids, so...
Yeah, they're only 10.
Yeah. But I do like some of my favorite bits of that episode, oddly enough, are in the hover car. When Carl's eating that candy bar and Sheen catches him, like, hey, what are you eating?
E, that stands for help yourself to some gas.
Oh, man. Or like, alright, who's eating who? Who's eating whom? That's it! And there's, like, a couple episodes that center around this character named Jet Fusion.
Yeah. One of them was one of the specials, and the other one was just an episode featuring him, played by a guy named Christian Slater.
Who was an actor who was more popular in the 90s than he is now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, some people might know him for Mr. Robot, so...
Which I have not seen. Our sister saw that, though.
Yeah.
She almost starred in it, too.
There are plenty of people who have seen that show.
She almost starred in it, too.
I don't know if we can talk about that, dude.
I didn't say anything. I just said she almost starred in it.
Yeah, but I don't know if we're allowed to... I'm just saying. But anyway, yeah. So there's this character who's one of many of Jimmy Neutron's nemesis, named Professor Finbar Calamitous, who can never finish a fucking thing, even in sentences. Played brilliantly by Tim Curry, and if you don't know who that is, you really ought to be burned at a stake.
Or you just need to get out more.
Yeah, that too. But yeah, in the first Jet Fusion episode, you see this character named Beautiful Gorgeous. Yes, that's her name. Played by Wendy Malick.
Bond girl ripoff.
Yeah, total Bond girl ripoff. And then you find out later that's his daughter.
Yeah.
Like, how did such a little gremlin of a man make that?
Obviously, he had a wife at some point.
A much more attractive wife than he is attractive, I guess.
Yeah, but again, the animation, or not, the character designs don't really lend itself to beauty, so she doesn't look all that great anyway.
Well, she looks good for the rest of the cast.
I guess.
And she's always talking about, like,
you
know what I really wanted to be?
No, and I don't care.
Yeah, nobody gives a shit.
Except for in the episode where she and Jet are about to get married, and he says, those guys who put the little plastic ends on the ends of shoelaces. And she goes, yes, exactly.
Which, fun fact, those are called aglets.
Thank you, Phineas and Ferb.
And I love how in that exact same episode, Cindy's like, so Neutron's best man, more like best nerd. And then she sees him in a suit, and she's like, I bet he'll be a... And then he comes up into frame, and she goes, hunk muffin. Like, oh,
hey, Cindy, get your eyes back in your head.
She's into him.
And then when she's, like, videotaping, wow, Neutron looks kind of handsome. Oh no, that's gonna be on the tape.
She rewinds it and records again. Oh man.
That episode has a song at the end of it
Because Jeff
It's
Fusion was
funny.
hypnotized into saying whenever Jimmy says, I have the ring, he's supposed to strangle him. So everybody starts darting back and forward. I have a ring. I have the ring. I have the ring. And so there's a song where they're like, I have the ring. Yes, I have
I
the ring.
have the ring right here. And there's a point where Carl's just singing solo.
Yeah, Carl just goes, ah, yeah!
Ah!
And then at the end, there's a song that goes, we all can sing except she. He's like, what?
I can sing. La, 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 la.
That is all.
That is all.
And there's an episode. This was probably one of the last episodes that aired of this show where they have their own like news channel.
Oh yeah.
That one gets really heavy into the Jimmy Cindy thing because it starts off with her talking about they were playing footsie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then like you see more of it throughout the show where I don't know what he's doing, but he's like got her arm and he's like doing you know what I'm talking about. You've seen it.
Yeah, I've seen it. The thing where he's like, how do I explain this? He's walking his fingers up her arm.
Yeah, and I
swear
still to this day don't get
know
how
what
that's
it
supposed
is,
to be
but I've seen it
romantic.
before. I don't know. I mean, Hugh did it to Judy, so maybe it's just a Neutron thing.
Sure, all right. And literally at the end of it,
So Libby has a gossip column on that show, but she's blabbing about everybody.
Yeah, so they try to get her to stop by making her think she saw aliens, or Carl talking to aliens. And shit hits the fan pretty hard.
Pelt them! Huh?
Like they put him up in a guillotine.
In stocks. Yeah, stocks, I think. I don't know.
And then,
huh? What?
And by the end of the episode, Jimmy just grabs Cindy and just kisses her, like full on, like
pulls her in and just kisses her.
Yeah.
You guys are coming back, right?
Just leave Carl there.
My scapula.
What the hell is a scapula?
It's the technical name for the shoulder bone.
Really?
Yeah.
That's it. Oh, okay. I didn't realize that was a thing.
Well, you didn't take an anthropology course. I did.
No, I didn't. So yeah, that's basically Jimmy Neutron. Oh yeah, we were gonna talk like they crossed over with Fairly Odd Parents 3 times. I think.
Yeah, which is another show that was on Nickelodeon that I kind of liked. I wasn't like super into it, and unfortunately, that went on way longer than Jimmy Neutron, which sucks.
Longer than it should have.
Way longer.
Like by the time they got to, is this gonna be our Fairly Odd Parents review? Should we even do that?
Oh, I mean, we could stop here. I mean, do you want... I can talk a little bit about it, but not much.
We'll decide that later. But for now, what would you rate Jimmy Neutron, Noah?
9 out of 10 because it's nostalgic. It holds up as a show. Still not a fan of the character design. I've actually seen artists draw better.
Yeah.
But I'm also a fan fiction writer, and it has given me some fuel.
Yeah. And I will also give it a 9 out of 10 for the same reasons. We'll see you next time.
Got a blast!